Hey y'all. What's going on? Why do I keep saying Facebook? Maybe because I just got on Facebook trying to promote the video and to get people to join us over here on YouTube. So hey y'all. What's going on?
Are we in focus?
Yeah. Are we looking okay? It's our first time back this year.
Well, no. Back together.
Together in about
this
a
year.
month.
This year.
Oh, because
we pre-recorded that one.
Happy 2020 in live. Together again. Hallelujah. COVID couldn't stop this thing. Right. You tried, but no. You did not have.
Are we focused, y'all?
I think we are. Look like we are. Praying that we are. Hope that y'all had a great day today. And productive day. To be great but not productive. I had a good productive day. It wasn't as productive
as you wanted it to be.
As I intended it to be, but I still was productive in the day. So got some things done. Thank you, Linda.
Just showing the link. Give me a second.
Hope that y'all are excited for the series as we are, because we are getting into this thing. This is the first couple of interviews that we have for the month, and we're excited to have a lot of people as our guests during the month of February. So can't wait for y'all to stay tuned with us.
All right, I think I got all of it.
All right.
I forgot to do it on the Facebook page. On Facebook group.
I always forget about that. Sorry, people. Charges to my head and not to my heart.
Oh, I know.
Ain't that what they say?
Yes.
Okay, I ain't want to get mixed up, charges to the right place. My head and not to my heart.
Oh, I know. Sorry about that. I was trying to see if we was in focus. You don't look like we in focus.
Baby, can you focus? Kara, can you focus? One me. Y'all heard that bare time? You gotta go down and reach it.
Okay. All right, y'all. Our countdown is not working. Let me focus us.
Ooh. Damn it. I look better now.
Something was awful. All right. I see we got comments on YouTube, but it's not pulling over here on StreamYard.
That's okay. Well, let me go to my phone. You can do it like that.
Yeah, we have a lot of comments.
YouTube. What's going on, YouTube?
Hold on, let me try to
turn this down. All right, so we have Delle. So glad to be in here. We have White Stuff. Hey, y'all. Just people saying hey. Bond
we always do.
Bond with Christ. Hey, y'all. Yes, thank y'all so much for joining us today. Excited to have you as always. But while you're waiting, don't forget to like this video and also share.
So they here, so it must not be private. I don't know. We don't know what's going on.
It's not that private. This is a private invite. Invitation only.
Yeah, say public.
Well, okay, VIP people.
Okay. Well, we'll just jump right into it. I see we got 8 people watching. Ashley, you got the comments rolling. Do you need that? Or you want me?
Nah.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm sorry we can't put y'all comments on the screen today.
Okay, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna contact StreamYard's manager's manager. And we're gonna get it together.
All right. So you ready to start this thing?
Let's go and start this thing.
All right. 1, 2.
Okay, countdown.
Please.
Hey y'all. It's Ashley
and Shantavia. And this is Obedience Podcast.
So okay. So we want to welcome you guys to this another live interview. Today's guest is Miss Delle.
So excited.
So excited to have her on and hear what she got to say in it. Hear what kind of advice that she has for us.
Yes. Y'all be sure to go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't. Be sure to subscribe and then share with 5 friends so they can hear this amazing word that Delle is going to give us. Oh, and go ahead while we're waiting for people to share. Subscribe to Delle if you haven't.
Absolutely.
You won't be disappointed, trust me.
I'm just going to say, why haven't you already?
Yeah. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, single mom. It's a lot of good stuff over there.
Yes. I want her hair too. She likes to switch it up. I like that.
I love the red on her.
Yes, you don't have to. Oh, you short hair today. I love it. I'm here for it. You better switch it up. So I wonder what she got today. What y'all think? She got the red hair or she got the short hair? What y'all think? Put it in the comments below.
All right. So during the month of December, we got to collaborate with 9 other amazing YouTubers, and Delle was a part of that collaboration. It was called God is Doing a New Thing, New Year.
Yep.
So that's how we were introduced to her, and I am so happy that we were introduced to her that way because she has some great content, like we said.
Yeah. So if you don't know Delle, like we said, go ahead and subscribe to her channel now, and then come back to us, of course. But Delle is a Christian single mom that provides practical and straightforward advice to help millennial women identify and monetize their purpose, strengthen their faith, and live confident and intentional lives. And that is why we just thought that it was a great opportunity to have her on today and to give advice to our single people. Hello. And to us,
I'm single.
We live in this. I'm saying us. We live in this single life, and it's a great life. But to give advice to others as well. So we just want to go ahead and welcome Ms. Rondelle Martin, also known as Delle.
Yes.
Round of applause. How about a rain? Hey. She got the short hair. She got the short hair.
I know, I hit y'all with the shortcut today. I was actually on my way home before this, and I was like, "Oh, I should stop and get me a wig." I was like, "Girl, go on home and just get ready, But next time I might switch it up on y'all. Next one,
we'll be ready for it
too. Okay, so like we always do, we like to play an icebreaker. So are you ready?
I am.
Okay, so this icebreaker game is called What Is. Now, I made this up, so y'all probably never seen it before.
Come on, inventor. He gonna help you monetize that practice.
Okay, so it's going to be 7 questions, and all of them start with what is, and then it's going to be a random fact or something that we want to know about you. So the first one. What is the most useless thing you have in your home?
Ooh, that's a good one. You know what? I have this lighted like ampersand sign in my room, and I bought it when my son was right before I got pregnant with my son. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna decorate it for my initials or whatever." I have not used that thing at all. Like it's just been sitting right on my dresser over there, and my son comes and plays with it. So that's pretty useless.
Well, it's a toy, so it's not that useless.
All right, so the next question. So what is one song or artist that you are embarrassed that you admit you like?
Oh man, I hate to say this, but y'all, I love me some City Girls. I know they're wretched. I know, but I'll be like, hey, like driving down the road. But time and place,
But the right amount of City Girls, I think is acceptable.
Yes.
I understand. We're on the same page.
Wow. That's a big group too. That's a good answer, I would say. Because I would be so embarrassed if somebody came in my car and I cut the radio on. I'm like, this song wasn't even on. I don't know what this radio is doing.
I'm telling you, JTV spitting.
Okay. So the next question. What is one thing? Wait, I wrote that on that wrong. What is one thing everyone should stop doing right now?
Everyone should stop doing. You know what? I don't want to be a party pooper, but I am about sick and tired of the challenges. There has been so many challenges since quarantine started. I'm like, there's a challenge for everything. The beanie baby challenge, the bean whatever challenge, this challenge. That I'm like, and I get tagged in every single one. And I'm just like, I'm really not trying to do this. Sorry, not sorry.
So many challenges, really. It's like somebody come out with a song and new challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know that the Drake song? He told someone to come to his house or the studio and to make a dance up, and then he wrote lyrics to the dance so he could have a challenge on TikTok.
Wow. That's how TikTok is literally making careers happen.
Yeah. And how long are those videos? Like 10 seconds or 1 minute? It's crazy.
That's crazy. All right, next question. So what is a weird food combination that you enjoy?
I don't know if I have a weird one because I'm a semi-picky eater and I'm a one-trick pony. When I find something I like, I'm not switching it up. So I'm trying to think if there's anything weird that I like. I really don't know. I think I'm pretty boring when it comes to food.
Okay, well, Ashley, do you have one?
I do have one. I was gonna ask you, what is like your go-to food though?
Okay, so if I'm looking for like a quick snack, I tend to buy a lot of like frozen burritos or like those frozen chimichangas, things like that. If it's a dessert, I love Italian ice. I am obsessed with Italian ice. So it's just so good. It's not too sweet. It's easy to eat, and it works year round. So I would say those are probably my go-to. And if I'm getting a meal, anywhere where there's mac and cheese or any sort of like salmon, I'm going to eat it. I don't care if it's not even the best. Like if it's there, I'm going to eat it. That's just how it is. I love mac and cheese. Absolutely.
I do too.
It just doesn't like me. Just saying, my stomach is. One weird combination, I know that y'all gonna judge me, but that's okay. Jesus paid it all. He loves me anyway. But I enjoy popcorn and peanut butter.
How do you eat that?
I just take a spoon of peanut butter and I just kind of roll it around in popcorn and I just eat it out. I know y'all judge me, but I don't know. I'm gonna eat some tonight.
I would have never thought of that. I'll say that much. I would have never thought to put those together.
I just love peanut butter, so like anything with peanut butter.
Like even her description of how she eats it doesn't make sense to me. I don't think I have any weird food combinations either. I do. What?
Some little roaches on that peanut butter thing.
Oh,
And you don't think you have any.
no. Okay, y'all got to try it. Especially like if you're on a diet or something and you want something sweet. So you get a rice cake. It could be the apple cinnamon or the caramel kind. And then you get some raisins. And I'm sorry, you got to put the peanut butter on top of the rice cake. One little smooth layer of peanut butter. And then you sprinkle the raisins on top of the rice cake. And then on the side, you get grapes.
Oh my goodness.
So
I'm telling you, it look like little roaches.
It's a great sweet replacement if you're on a diet.
Okay, next question.
Man.
Clearly, I thought it wasn't weird. That's why I didn't even think about it.
Clearly, it is. All right.
Is that my question?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is something you resent paying for?
I had bought this Volkswagen van like 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
I absolutely hate Volkswagen. You will not catch me in another one. That thing was so unreliable. It was one of those cars that when you take it on the test drive, it's like, oh yeah, this is great. You know, everything's great. For the first month, the same time frame that they give you that money back guarantee, it was fine. And I swear, like on the 32nd day, it was just like problem, just breaking down on me, all of that. And at this time, we were living in a small town in Central Virginia. So when I would break down on the side of the road, I'd literally be like in the woods somewhere, just like waiting for something to come, the tow truck to come, you know? So it was just like the worst. I was so mad. That was a couple thousand down the drain.
That's crazy. I thought Volkswagens were good cars.
Yeah, good, reliable cars, right?
I will never. I would never again. I'll say Renton if that's the case.
You can say no to Volkswagen.
Nope, not at all.
Reliable cars, Toyota and Hondas and Mazdas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are good cars.
My cousin had a wreck in a Mazda. It's like a 2008 Mazda at that. And it was on the highway and his car flipped over about 6 times. And that car was okay.
Wow. Yeah, the Mazdas, like you said, and Honda, Toyota, can't go wrong with them at all.
All right, switching gears. What is the worst date that you've ever been on?
Oh man, where do I start?
Wait.
I've been on a couple, so
the top.
I'm trying to think of which one I want to talk about. So, you know what? I don't know if y'all saw that video on my channel where I was talking about the baby mama wanted to fight me, but that would be the worst date because I was meeting up with the guy. He told me to meet up with him in DC, and I pull up in the alley to park, which is pretty normal. Most people park behind the building in the alley, and I see a squad of people coming towards me. And this is middle of the week by George Washington University. It's kind of a business area, so I'm like, why are these people out on the road? But whatever. Lo and behold, it was the mother of his daughter and some of his cousins and some of her cousins, and they were coming to throw hands. Like they were not going to stop until I was probably leaving on a stretcher. So needless to say, that was a terrible date. And then he tried to act like he didn't know me when he was standing right there and I'm calling his name. But I ended up, Lord willing, I mean, thank the Lord, I ended up, talking my way out of it. And it ended with her, the mother of his daughter, like smacking him upside the head, walking down the alley, like, why would you do this to our family? Da, da, da. So yeah, that was pretty bad. I've had guys like try to ditch on a date when the check comes. I've had that. Like all of a sudden they got to go to the bathroom and then they just like gone. Listen, I got stories for days. I got stories for days.
I don't think nothing could top that.
No, not at all.
Not the alley fight. The brawl in the alley.
I'm telling you. I'm like, I did not sign up for all this.
Wait, did y'all stop talking after that?
Oh yeah, I blocked his number and all that, but he went to get a Google number and try to reach out to me. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. But he had told me that he lived with his mom. It was really his girlfriend / mother of his daughter that he lived with. It was all of this came out in the alleyway. Like we had a whole revelation in the alley in DC at like 11 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. It was just, a lot of stuff came out the closet.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing can top that one.
But praise God you were delivered from that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So last question before we get into our topics. So what is the most important rule to follow when going on a date?
So I would say I have two most important rules. One, nowadays, if you can, and I know I'm probably going to be roasted for saying this because it's going on YouTube, but try to like find out some information about your date. I know people that go full-fledged background investigation. You ain't got to do all of that, but definitely try to do some digging. Like social media will tell you all you need to know. Just look in the comments, look at the pictures, find that out. And also be prepared, because nowadays it's sad to say, but my dad always taught me like go on a date prepared to cover yourself if need be. Like you're expecting him to pay, but just in case, you don't want to be the one getting pulled away in handcuffs because you couldn't afford to pay for your half or whatever. So always make sure you have some money on you, you know, and he should be paying, but if anything happens, you're good. You could cover yourself. So those are probably like my two off the top of my head. Oh, and let someone know where you're going to. That'll be my third. Like a trusted friend, a parent.
Yeah, that's some good advice, because I can say that I've gone on dates sometimes with absolutely $0, completely dependent on that person. So yeah,
I can't do it. Not after the dine and ditch attempts. I'm like, let me make sure I got a solid 30, you know, so I can cover myself.
So more of the story, keep a 30 stash somewhere.
Exactly.
So we also wanted to let you guys know that's watching us live. If you have any questions for Ms. Delle, please leave them in the comment section and we'll come back and grab those questions towards the end. But like we said, we do have a prepared list of questions, but if you have any along the way, please do comment below. All right, so getting into the questions. That was fun. I think we wrote ice. Good game. Thank you. Put it into a little app or something. And call Delle so she can get you and how to monetize that person, right?
Yes.
My earrings off. I get in trouble.
That was a quick commercial.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I was wondering. I'm like, something's missing. Okay. Okay. So getting into our questions. So in your video, how to make the most of your single life and thrive while being single, you talked about being intentionally single for 4.5 years. I can relate. But how did you go about doing this, and what did you learn during that time?
So I decided to be single when I found out I was pregnant with my son, because I didn't really want to hop in the dating scene pregnant with another man's child. Even though I know women have done it, it worked out for them. But my son's father and I, at that time that I told him I was pregnant, we broke up. So I was like, at this point, I'm just going to get through this pregnancy. I was a high-risk pregnancy, so I had a lot of doctor's appointments. And towards the end of my pregnancy, I was at the hospital like twice a week for as long as 4 hours for each appointment, because they had a lot to check. So, you know, that was pretty grueling. And then by the time I had my son, I was like, I don't even feel like dating right now. I kind of just want to figure this motherhood thing out, because you don't really know it until you get into it. And, you know, not every woman gives birth and automatically bonds with the baby. And it did take me a couple of days to just bond with him, because it was a little weird. It was like, this is this little human just like staring at me and relying on breast milk and stuff. So I really was just focused on motherhood, getting that going. And then I kind of slightly dipped a toe back in the dating scene back in like the end of 2017 to early 2018. But the thing about the dating world is it changes so rapidly. And because at that point I had really rededicated my life to Christ seriously, I had taken like motherhood seriously. And at this point, I really took the time to sit down and figure out what I needed in a husband. I was like, oh no, this is ghetto. Like I can't. So I was like, let me go ahead and retreat back on into my hole, and just reevaluate. And that's what I ended up doing. And, it really just gave me the time to like heal and think about things and develop my own relationship and walk with God without like trying to appease a man while also being a mother and all of that. So it ended up really being 4.5 years, just kind of like by default in a way, because if I had met someone worthy in 2017, 2018, I probably wouldn't have been single that long. Even if I wasn't with him now, I would have attempted if I thought he was decent enough. But yeah, it kind of was just like time and life taking place. And I was like, I'm going to just do me,
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Mm-mm. So I think the best thing and the best time, like during your single, and like you touched on it too, like just that reevaluation phase and just really finding out your purpose. So I think that's awesome. A lot of people don't get a chance to do that or even realize that they need to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's definitely true. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I know in a recent video of yours, you did announce that you are dating again. So what has your journey been during this dating season of your life? And then, how are you dating? Are you just, meeting people on the streets? Are you meeting people
in the alley?
I don't want to meet nobody.
Well, yeah, so are you meeting people, and then also are you multi-dating?
So I am dating again. As far as how that's going, I don't want to spill the beans too early or anything like that, but let's just say things are looking promising, and I'm trying to keep it low key just in case he happens to see this video. I don't want him to be like, "Oh, nah, shorty, what you talking about?" Like, it's like it's looking promising. My gut feeling is like, okay, to put it shortly and bluntly, I feel like I'm gonna meet my husband soon. If he's not already in my realm, I feel like he's around the corner. So I just got that feeling deep in my gut in like October, November, and it's just getting stronger and stronger, and the discernment is getting brighter and brighter. So we shall see if I have any engagement videos or anything coming up soon in the near future. But as far as how I'm meeting people, including the one that I just talked about briefly, it's mainly been through connections and through like friends of friends. So I've been meeting a lot of like other Christian content creators or Christian musicians or whatever online over the past year. And then like I'll just jump on their live streams on IG or help them with their projects and support them in their ventures. And then I'll end up meeting like their friends and then their friends' friends. And so it's kind of been like that, like just kind of meeting people through friends. At the beginning of last year, I was trying dating apps, but I kind of got low-key convicted on it because I was watching a dating and relationship coach on YouTube. He's very popular, very well known, and I love his videos. But he was just like giving some different perspective about dating apps. He was like, it's not a sin or anything like that. But when you think about it, when you're going on a dating app, you're usually not at your most confident. You're usually not at your most secure. Typically when you're going on a dating app, you're like, okay, I'm tired of the wait. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get on this app and see where I can meet. 9 times out of 10. That's not always the case. Sometimes you're like, okay, I just don't have the time to go out and meet people. So I'm definitely not against it because my ex-fiance, I met him on a dating app. So I think they can work. But when he brought that up, I was like, you know what? That's a pretty good perspective because just for myself, I can only speak for me. A lot of the time when I did sign up for a dating app, it was that like, I'm tired of the wait. I'm gonna just go ahead and position myself to meet someone instead of like actually getting out and networking and doing it the old fashioned way, because nowadays everything is online. And I think when you meet people in person, granted, people can lie to you no matter where you meet them, but I think it takes a different level of courage and a different level of like upfrontness to actually meet people in person. Because online, it's like a multitude of people, and especially for men, there are so many women online. So he could be talking to you on the phone and be on a whole nother app hollering at another woman, and you don't even know it. So it's just like, at least if you meet him in person, he got to get home to do that. Like you got to have an hour. But, it really put things in perspective. And as far as like multi-dating, I am a huge advocate for multi-dating. So even now, as I'm dating and I kind of am feeling out people and I feel like there's one in particular, I still keep my options open until an exclusive conversation is had, because I don't want to ever put all my eggs in one basket until I actually know what it is. And I know for some people, particularly in the church, it's kind of seen as bad because we're really encouraged to just wait on your husband and just pray and he should be revealed to you and that's it. But I think that puts a lot of pressure on us as people, because if your relationship doesn't work out, now you're questioning your faith. Now you're questioning if you heard God right. You're questioning all this stuff, when really dating is just getting to know someone. I see it as job interviews. If you want to work and apply for the position in my life, you got to give me your resume. I got to interview you. I got to get to know you. And if it doesn't work, I'm just collecting data. So no harm, no foul. I'm not sleeping with you. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going out, hanging out, getting to know you. So, that's how I see dating. Now, if you're dating and you're doing all that extra stuff, then yeah, don't multi-date, but since this is a Christian channel and we're talking to women of faith, I'm assuming that we're not doing that. So because we're not, I will encourage women in this modern world of dating, just keep your options open. Get to know them as friends. And then if you feel like there's no hope there's no future, then just let him know. So that way you're not ghosting him and breadcrumbing him and stuff. Just be like, hey, like you as a friend, but I don't really see it going further than friends, and just call it a day,
Ooh, yes. I know I have ghosted people in my past life. Don't judge me for my past. I don't live there anymore.
Bye-bye. You, girl. I'm the last one that can judge, okay?
But yes, I also believe in multi-dating, but like I mentioned before, I was convicted on multi-dating, but I am a huge advocate for multi-dating. Yeah, and we'll talk about that more in one of our series episodes.
So just stay tuned. Child, you touched on some things, but I won't get into it. We'll just, like I said, stick around for the series and we'll talk in depth on this. Okay, so next question. Let's focus, Ash.
Well, I do have a little bonus question, from what you were talking about. So since you are meeting people, and this is like advice too. So since you are meeting people, from a point where it's from other people, like how would you go about, like, if you're into somebody or you're trying to feel them out, like what advice do you have for people who are dating actively or seeking in person?
So in my case, excuse me, with the friends of friends, one of the guys that I'm getting to know right now, we all met like during a group trip that happened in October, where everybody kind of came to Atlanta. And so I really wasn't paying him any mind during that trip, and he wasn't really paying me any mind during that trip. But it wasn't until after that trip where it was like, because in group settings, everyone's like, oh, what's your IG? So you kind of keep in touch through IG or Facebook or whatever your social media channel is. And so from there, we kind of just kept watching each other's stories, or, like just sliding in the DMs with a meme or just random stuff. And so then the icebreakers came, and then it just kind of gradually became what it's becoming, because it's not even there yet, but it became what it's becoming. So in person, I would say if you're meeting through friends, depending on how tight everybody is, you could possibly go through a friend. But in my personal experience, when you go through friends, they either are terrible at matchmaking, so they match you with someone that they think will work, and you're like, oh no, like this is not, or they end up like not wanting to put themselves in the middle because they're like, oh, you're both my friends, so if it doesn't work out, then I'm kind of stuck in between. So I haven't really had the best luck with friends kind of putting me on. The most they might do is give me some information, but they don't really like to talk about their male friends like that. They're like, I don't want to talk about him, that's my bro, So I would say in person, if you're just out and about now and you're just trying to meet people, I would say be open and available. There's so many times we're going out as women where our head is in our cell phone looking at IG or a text, or we got our earbuds in and we listen to music, or we're just our body language. Don't do that, sis. Take them out. What if your man is trying to say hello? He can't hear you. I mean, you can't hear him. Like, he could be like, hey, that's my wife. And you like, hey, that's my song. Like, you gotta be available. So be available. Have your head on the swivel. Look around. Make eye contact. Say hello, because a lot of times we think that we are looking available and we are looking nice and stuff. but your body language could be say, "Don't bother me, I'm good." You know, I'm taken. You know, and that's how a lot of guys think. Oh, she's probably taken, or oh, I thought you were someone's wife, because your body language is saying that you're taken, but in your mind you're like, "Dang, how come no one's approaching me?" So I would just tell women, just be open, say hello. If he makes eye contact, you know, you can give him a little head nod with a smile. You know, you ain't got to be doing too much, but yeah, make sure you notice him and you're letting him know I'm open for conversation.
That's some good advice.
Why you fussing at me though?
Right.
Why you fussing at me?
He could have walked right by you.
One thing I'm gone. And I was listening at the gym and like in the store yesterday, and I'm just like, I need to be approachable. Like, I think people be scared to even look at me, but like I focus. Like, yeah, I hope people don't think I'm mean or nothing, but I think I'm a pretty sweet person, but I just be focused. You know, I don't really.
Yeah. Like, I can walk right past somebody I know and not even know I walked past them.
That is so funny. Like, I know for me,
that's the
biggest thing.
I'm trying to smile with my eyes.
I know for me, the biggest thing was that I have a serious RBF, so I had to work on kind of like softening my face a little, because I'm in a great mood today. I think I look happy, but people are like, "Oh, smile, beautiful. It's a good day." And I'm just like, I was in a good mood. Like, what are you talking about? You know? And then I had to walk slower, because I walk fast. My paces are like, you know, and I'm tall, so my stride is long. So I'm like, okay, let me intentionally slow down a little bit. Like, you know, I don't have to speed walk to the store. I can relax, you know, look at the cabbage, like, you know, linger.
Yeah. I know today when I went to the doctor, when I got up there, I was out of breath. I was like, why did you walk so fast? Like, it was full time. You did not have to rush up here.
Oh my gosh. And then your blood pressure is high.
So they'd be like, well, you're a little hot. I kind of ran in here. I'm tired.
Why are you sweating? That's good. Good job. Let me write that down.
I'm going to go back to
Good job. All right. So next question. So what is the ghettoest thing you've ever experienced while dating? Is there anything
besides
else?
the alley?
Yes, besides if it's something, I'm just playing the tea, sis, with my teacup.
I would say, honestly, like before I moved back with my sister and my mom, and I was on my own, it was very expected for men to just like come to your house. And so whenever I would go on a date, and they'll be like, that's one of the first questions they ask, like, "Oh, do you live alone?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they're like, "Oh, well, I can just come over and we can have a date there." Like that whole Netflix and chill pandemic. It's crazy. I was just like, "No, we can go out." And then when you tell them, like, "I don't feel comfortable with you coming to my house," then it's like, "Oh, you need to relax. You're being paranoid, this, that, the third." No, I don't know you. And I mean, worst case scenario, I might not make it out of the situation. And best case scenario, next thing you know, you're moving in. And I'm not ready for that.
I have seen stories like that. Like, I came to visit her and I never left. Like, that's not good. I mean, you were homeless. You needed a place.
It's real out here. So that's probably been the most ghettoest, annoying thing dating nowadays. Yeah. And also, I don't know, like this generation of men, and this isn't all of them, but by and large, I just feel like the whole shooting your shot for them is getting less and less. Like they're expecting women to shoot their shot more and more. And I'm like, stop being scary. Like just say hello. Just say no. So that's really annoying, because I just feel like from my own experience, again, I can only speak on me, that when a man does the pursuing, when he's the one to be like, "Hey, I want to take you out," or whatever, it works out better. Like you can make it known you're open to date. You can kind of let him know you're available, but it does not tend to work out when you're like, "Hey, I want to take you out." Like it just doesn't tend to work.
Yeah, you know what I can't stand too? Like when they shoot their shot, when they do, like you said, they'll do something like, "Hey, what is that?"
That's like all the pictures. And you come in my DM with a "hey."
And then you end up in the vortex of WID. What you doing? They will WID you to death.
Yes.
Like, if you ask me that one more time, I swear.
I would just block. See, that's when you get ghosted. I'm just like, I don't ghost no more.
Yes.
My cousin there, I'm like, you gotta be so glad that you're not dating out here because it is so ghetto.
Okay.
These people don't want to talk on the phone these days. All they want to do is text.
Text.
Or they'll just
Yeah.
on Instagram. Like, what is your number?
No, this is
Okay. Can we talk on the phone?
Yeah. All right. So last question. So you released a Valentine's Day single series that I went back and watched, and it was last year, and you discussed how 1 Corinthians 13 to love yourself, which is one of my favorite scriptures. So I wanted to know, out of that series that you did, what was your favorite message from that series?
I would say it's tied between being patient with yourself and trusting yourself, because a lot of times we are just not patient with ourselves when it comes to our singleness because we're not waiting on God. We're not believing that within the depths of our heart that God is really going to do exceedingly and abundantly when he brings our spouse. And, we're living in a society now where honestly, a lot of people are not necessarily getting married in their early 20s. Like, that's a time that was pretty much long gone, you could say. Most people are waiting till they're pushing 30, if not after 30, to get married. And I think studies have actually shown that people who get married earlier, like before the age of 25, have a higher risk of divorce. So, it's just so many different things that we're ending up not being patient with ourselves on, when it's like, you still have to grow, you still have to figure yourself out. And if God has you single for a reason, then there's some work that needs to be done. It's not your time yet, And when I took that time to work on myself, even the options that I had improved. The quality of man that started approaching me improved, versus like when I was so impatient with the process. And I'm like, okay, I'm 28. I got to get married. I got to do this by this time. You just radiate that kind of energy. Like, they pick up on it, versus if you're like, you know what? I'm good. Like, if it happens, it happens. I'm trusting God for it. But if not, it's whatever. Like, at the end of the day, his will is perfect. Like, and I do believe more people are meant to be married than not. But, I just feel like we have to trust the timing. Sometimes you have to get married when you're 35 because there's work that God needs you to do as a single, Sometimes it is your ministry to get married at 22 and be married till death do you part, because that's your ministry. But we just have to respect that and be patient with ourselves in the process as we learn and grow. And then trusting yourself too. Like, do you really trust yourself to pick the right person? Because even when the right person is in front of you, or the great options are in front of you, are you healed enough to make the right decision? And that's something that I started realizing like the last few months. Because like I said, the quality of man approaching me is improving now. So now that I'm not dealing with like just flat out terrible options and everybody is kind of a good pick, I'm like, dang, like I thought I was ready, but I got to reevaluate some things. Like, I don't know. And so you realize your tendencies to pick, like, I hate to say it, but like beneath you, for lack of better terms, like someone who you would have to like fix or train or, all that. And so then you realize your toxic habits, and then you realize things that you tend to cling to because they're comfortable. And instead of going for like, what would be better for me? Who will help me improve? Who will bring out the best in me? It might not necessarily be easy. I won't always get my way. But at the end of the day, this person's going to bring out the best in me. They're going to be the best life partner. So it's like, do you even trust yourself to make that decision? Or are you kind of just still going for easy and comfortable because that's what you're used to, but it's toxic and dysfunctional and sometimes just downright sinful? So, I would say those are my two favorite, because it really gets into the verse and why you should be having patience with yourself and why you should be trusting yourself in dating and what it takes to get to that point.
That's good.
nothing else to say.
Right.
I mean, if you watch the video, go ahead and do it. I mean, you just gave us a little taste of that right there.
Imagine a series.
Imagine that.
Whew, I'm trying to gather myself.
Okay.
But I think it's really important to like just patience. That's something that just keeps being a repeating thing in my life, but just patience, like you said. Like I try to think back, like what if I really got married when I wanted to at 21? Girl.
Ooh, child, my marriage would have been a hot mess right now.
I would have messed somebody's child up.
My marriage would have been a hot mess. And you know what? Me not being patient with the process, that's what led me to getting to be a single mother. You know, I never stray away from my testimony because it's like I know how it feels. And it's so funny because I found an old journal of mine from when I was like 27. And this is when I was with my son's father right before I got pregnant. And I was so broken, y'all. Like, I don't even recognize that woman. I was reading the journal. I'm like, girl, you were gone. Like, you were just on another level. You were like really putting your value in the fact that you had a man and like things had to go how you wanted them to go in the time frame you wanted them to happen. And it was pushing it and not being patient with God and saying, I'm going to make this guy the one, I don't care, that led me to being a single mother because the signs were there. I mean, I didn't expect him to just be all the way absentee, but you know, signs were definitely there of immaturity and someone who will not make a godly partner. So impatience can really, really get you down the wrong path. And I know a lot of people in their 20s, men and women that I talk to, and it's always around that late 20s, like 25 to 30, that you really just start feeling it. Like, because everyone's getting married, everyone's jumping the broom, everyone's buying homes, having babies. So you're like, dang, like, why am I not doing this, you know? But it's just like, you have to remember the patience, and not everything that glitters is gold. Some of those people getting married are doing it on their own might and their own power, and God's blessing is not on that. So, you know, you got to remember that.
I think it's really important to just find somebody that you don't have to fix, you know, like
don't be looking for no projects.
No projects.
Down the drain. You can be like, can you help me? They can't help you.
Yeah. And that person that they're showing you now, 9 times out of 10, that's who they are. They aren't going to change to be better, you know.
Right.
Time with that. Oh, he doesn't text right now, but he'll text later, you know. He'll grow to start texting, start calling. Well, he'll grow. No.
Nope. Exactly who you see is who it's gonna be. So if you see someone and you can't take them as they are right in front of you, go ahead and leave it alone, sis. Like don't even try to keep it going because we can't date potential. That gets us nowhere.
Girl, I was throw this thing at you. I ain't had nothing to say. Don't break that out of my mouth. A lot of times we fall in love with people's potential and we the potential in someone. Yeah. We try to push the purpose and the potential out of them, but really they don't want to be there. And we just like, you have so much potential, but no, they don't want to be that. You know, they would have been that before. And I was actually watching a video before. I've been watching this video, just kind of like re-listening to it. It's Jerry Flowers, Pastor Jerry Flowers. I can't remember the name of the series, but I think it's like Why or If You Want to Be Married, or Are You Ready for Kingdom Marriage? Kingdom Marriage. Yeah, that's it. And they pointed out the number one thing that you need to do is to find your purpose prior to, while you're single, prior to getting into a relationship and then getting married. Because your purpose is always going to be the foundation of who you are and who God sent you to be in his kingdom. And if you try to, you know, find someone that doesn't match with your purpose, you're just going to be, you know, falling in love or attracted to someone else that's not for you, you know?
I think I heard that from you. You gave me the term purpose partner.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did do a video about that a couple months ago.
And I really like that purpose partner.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, you know, and that all comes with the healing and just getting to know yourself, because now that I know what my purpose is in life and where I'm going, I'm able to filter better, because it's like, nah, this won't work, or okay, yeah, I can see how this can work. So now we have to have more detailed conversations and see how I can link up. But, you know, that's the foundation, because no one will ever be perfect. And I personally don't believe in the one, you know, you have options and you pick the best, but yeah, like you just have to pretty much have a good foundation on who you are, where you're going, and then you can pick accordingly.
Yeah. Yes, we made a comment in the chat. She said, I used to be X. If he never changes, would I be okay with it?
That's good.
That's a good question. And that's a great question. I definitely find myself asking the same thing, because we're women, we're fixers. We want to fix. We're like, ooh, okay, I can do this. I can encourage him with that. No, like just how he is. Would you take him? Would you be okay?
Like, send me somebody that's fixed.
Right.
Yes.
I got enough fixing. I need to do
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Amen.
Let's see if there's any questions in the chat.
While we're checking in the chat, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
We had a
I
good
was so
time.
hyped. I was so hyped when y'all asked me. I was like, yes, this is gonna be so much fun.
We just knew it was right to have you on.
Yeah, it was perfect too. I'm so
Yeah.
happy that you agreed.
Yeah.
You gave some really good advice. I don't know about anybody else out there, but you gave me some really good advice. Well, anything else you want to add before we leave? You want to shout your stuff out? We will add it below, but do some shameless plugging right now.
Come on now.
Okay. You ain't gonna tell me twice. But so if you guys want to follow me on YouTube, as I mentioned in the intro, I do videos on business, faith, and life. For the Christian millennial woman, it's from obviously like a little bit more of a modern perspective. I really give a lot of business tips. Also, if you want more in-depth business tips, follow me on IG at Rondelle Martin. There's no underscores or anything. It's just at Rondelle Martin. And I share a lot on there. I go live every Thursday and I pick a topic related to, again, just business, faith, and life. And on my Daily Delle page, I talk about motherhood and lifestyle. And it's more so like candid empowerment. That's what's in my bio. So I'm going to empower you. I'm going to inspire you, but it's going to get you thinking. And I'm going to talk about some things that are definitely going to have you, some might be seen as controversial, but they're definitely going to have you like get your wheels turning in your mind and feeling, if nothing else, empowered and inspired. So that's where you can find me everywhere. On the Daily Delle Instagram, it's daily_Delle. On YouTube, it's just Daily Delle. And then the IG is at Rondelle Martin.
All right. Well, she has given you guys the information. So the ball is in your court to go ahead and check her out on all of her social media platforms. Like you said, we'll leave that in the comment below. Please do check her out, guys. She has been dropping jewels since she first came on, and she has plenty more jewels on her channel too. So go check her out. What you waiting on? So thank you so much. You have been with us on today and came over here and convicted us. So thank you.
It's not right if I don't snap a few edges.
Make sure I got a little bit over here.
Yes, thank you
for having me.
And it was nice to meet you in person. I feel like I know you since I watch you all the time, but it was nice.
I know. And y'all aren't even that far from me. Y'all like right over in the next state. So we definitely gotta link up sometime.
Yeah. Definitely. When it's coronavirus going away. Definitely.
Because we wilding over here in Atlanta. So we doing
never been on lockdown. Ever.
Never closed.
we doing COVID in another way,
Like my mama said, she had a friend that was Jamaica. She was like, so COVID out in Jamaica? I said, COVID is not in Atlanta at all. Well, thank you again for coming on. You stay safe out there, and we can't wait to have you back again.
Absolutely. I'll come on anytime you need me. Just let me know.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night, ladies.
You
too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. That was a very fun interview.
It really was.
It was everything I thought it would be and more. I knew she was going to give us some good advice, some good stories, and a good time.
Yep.
But comment down below some dating tips that you guys have for people that's on the dating scene. If y'all would know, like Ashley and I, we both single, and I don't know about Ashley, but I am on the market. So I do need some dating tips. I know, what Daily Delle gave me, make yourself available was definitely convicting because me and my headphones best friend. So,
yeah, I'm convicted and available. Just so there's no confusion. Got a young uncle.
Oh yeah, Ashley want uncles for some reason. Depending on your age range, I'm good with a nephew. I don't know about an uncle.
A young uncle.
I feel like my family would be like, no, get out the house. Yeah,
a young uncle. There's some young uncles out there.
I don't think I can go past 40, but if the Lord, not my will, His.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Not your will, Lord. I'm just playing. But if it be an uncle, that's fine. If it be a brother, that's fine.
I'm probably gonna get somebody granddaddy. But thank y'all so much for tuning in.
So secure the SSI.
Okay, you got the good benefits. Get you a veteran. Let's cut it out.
We get senior discounts at the store every Wednesday.
That's fine. 7 o'clock in the morning.
Early shopping. Okay, that's something to stop. Okay, we got visitors here. Y'all know how to act. We back together again. Don't know how to act.
So excited.
Okay, let's end this thing out.
At least y'all know what Ashley is interested in. Like I said, I like 40 and below, not 21 and least 20. How old is my little brother? 25. Just a job. You know what? Let's go. Thank y'all.
You get lower and lower. We're gonna talk after this. Just a job. What kind of job? Thank y'all so much for joining us today. We let y'all in our little silly moment. But I hope that you guys learned something. I hope that you received some advice on the day for our single people and that's dating. So if you have not liked this video, go ahead and do so. And also share this with 5 of your friends. 5 is the minimum. So go ahead and do it. Okay. Anything else you want to tell the people?
Be sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts. Mm-hmm. They're not on the screen, but it's down below there in the description if you're watching the replay. And then be sure to follow us on our Facebook live group. Yeah. Some exciting things are coming. We were fasting last month, so I wasn't as active, but I can be active again.
Mm-hmm. We're still getting it now, so we're a little slow coming back on social media.
I think I said everything. Oh, if there's any prayer requests, please drop that in the chat right now. We can read it, and we'll be praying for you guys. And then if you don't want to put it in the chat, go ahead and send it to us at obediencepodcast@gmail.com.
And we will be in agreement with you guys.
Yep. But until our next interview, which we will be interviewing Bond with Christ, who is in the chat right now.
Bond with Christ. Bond with Christ.
Yes. We cannot wait. So until then, as always, be obedient. We'll see you guys next time.